Hello, my name is Patty Rouse and I'm from the Kentucky Association. I will be doing an overview of some items that umpires may need at a meet. First and foremost are the flags. You see 4 flags laying there: red, green, yellow, and white. The red and green, typically only 2 umpires need. The red will indicate a false start if the starters raise a red card. And the green flag is if something happens at the start, a stand-up needs to occur, then they will raise a green flag to let the finish line and the timers know. The yellow and white flag is what the majority of umpires will use throughout the meet. Yellow, when you raise the yellow flag, that means there has been an incident occur. The chief umpire will head to you immediately when they see the flag go up. The white flag is an all clear sign. There you see the cones in the background. Many times, if you're driving, you may have your own cones for the brake line or to cone the alleys. So it depends. You would need to reach out to the facility people to see if they have the cones available. You will also need to carry a water bottle with you of some sort. Logos, they do not like. However, many times we carry them in a pouch so you cannot see logos. You also see bug spray and bug bans there. When we work meets late at night, early morning, or some places in the summer, we need to repel insects. So that's good to carry with you. The silver knob thing is a lap counter. If you're on the back side of a track, you may need to keep track of the laps yourself. In case there is an incident, then you can say how many laps there are remaining or how many laps they have ran. You have it right there. A roll of tape. This is used for relay exchange zones. We usually provide tape at our USATF youth meets and other USATF meets. There is a towel. Like I said, at many meets in the summer, it's extremely hot, so you may be able to wet the towel or to cool down, or you maybe just want it to wipe the sweat from around your face and clean your glasses, your sunglasses, or whatever. There are multiple pencils there. You need multiple pencils in case you're out there and one breaks or you run out of lead. Either way. A fanny pack. At many of the selected meets, you're not allowed to carry a backpack, but you are permitted a fanny pack to carry any essential things that you may need during the time that you're on the track. In front of that, you see a little clipboard with a red bow on it, and laying on there is an incident card that a chief umpire has created and given out to his umpires. And then right below that is a weather rider. In case it is raining or inclement weather, you may put your incident cards and your umpire book inside of it. At each meet, larger meet, you will receive an umpire book. It will tell you where you need to be positioned for each race on the track, who is the zone chiefs for relays, and any other essential things that you need to know, like what rules are we going by for this particular meet. And the blue in the back, that is a rain poncho. You always need to be prepared for any type of weather that you may come in contact with while working a meet. These are just a few things that you would need as an umpire. Visualizing as an umpire. I am in position as the umpire at the finish line. As you can see, I would be watching the straightaway as they come up the straightaway. Just watching. And then I turn as the athletes go by. And as you can see, the cones have been placed, so that is where I would be looking and visualizing as an umpire and continuing. As an umpire, you are allowed to move. You do not have to stand still the whole time. And then I would actually watch the athletes until I get about the middle of the turn. As the third umpire in bin 1, I am looking automatically at the start area where the start lines are. I would watch each line. You can see the cone placement of where I am visually picking them up. And as they come through the bin, I gradually turn and watch the turn as they go out of the turn. Continuing to watch until you can see the 3 cones placed on the track. That is my visual of where I need to be watching for any infractions. I am now in the 4th umpire position. As you can see, I am standing. I start watching the athletes as they come out of the bend, and I'll watch them through the turn. And then as they pass by, I gradually turn and watch through the straightaway. Now, I would actually be, as an umpire, I would be stationed between the blue sign and the red mat that says Jimmy Carnes Track. I would be standing on the lower level looking through the opening. That would be where an umpire would be placed, and I would be watching the turn. But as I pick up the athletes coming out of the first bin, and then I would gradually follow them into my area and watch them through the turn. As an umpire standing in the front, you want to make for sure their legs and arms stay in their lanes and they don't hit each other. As an umpire standing behind the start line, I am looking for the athletes staying in their lane, upper body and legs, watching their trail leg as they go down the track all the way through. Okay, you can see the hurdlers coming into position. They're going over the hurdles. We're looking to make for sure they don't drop their legs below 300 hurdles. Coming into the curve, we're looking to see if their legs are up and over without dropping below the plane. Okay. As an umpire, you want to watch as the athletes come to you. You may need to crouch down so you're at eye level with the hurdles. And you follow them all the way through the turn. You're watching the hurdles, but you're also watching to see if they stay in their lane. As an umpire, you want to watch as the athletes come into the turn. You're looking for their trail leg dropping. You follow them as you go by into the next hurdle. Okay, as the hurdlers come through, you're looking to make for sure that their trail leg clears and stays above the hurdle. Okay, we're getting ready to start the boys 110-meter hurdles. The umpires are mostly blue.
Initial time schedule, we're about 10 minutes ahead currently, so just be on note for athletes that come in running events.
They will watch the athletes come over the hurdle, turn, and watch them go over the next hurdle and see their backs. I am standing at the finish line. As an umpire at the finish line, I am focusing on trying to cover all lanes to check if there's any kind of contact and to make sure the hurdlers are actually hurdling their hurdle. Athletes are now in their blocks. gorgeous.
Here's lane 3, Roberts against Jessamine. It's Jackson Roberts against Jessamine. Tight battle with the second rookie period, Donald Cloud. Silver Creek uses pink.
Okay, 55-meter hurdles indoor. As an umpire, you want to stand between flights of hurdles. You are looking if they are actually going over their laned hurdle. So we're going to focus on lane 8. If her trail leg or her lead leg goes around or under, that's the top of the hurdle. That's what we're looking at. So we watch them coming in, and then we turn.
Johnson in 5, Doyle in 4.
Okay, we are starting the 4x2 relay indoor. The umpire there will be placing the cones down. It is a 3-turn start in this facility. The first leg runs in their lanes. The second leg will break at the brake line. So as the brake line umpire, you are still supposed to be watching at the start of the race. As they come off the turn, she will be watching for any BM violations. I will be placing the cones for the brake line, showing proper placement. As you can see, the white line and the actual brake line. This belongs to the athlete. This does not. So you would go across the track, placing on the white line, behind the brake line. And the brake line should look like this when finished. And from the athlete's point of view, as they're running, they would come through. The athletes must pass the cones before breaking in.